Did you know there was a mosque in Northern Virginia with ties to the Iranian government? At least the old Iranian government. I'm sure they still have ties to them. Anyways, I found an article about them and let's talk about it. It's funny the things I talked about in other videos. My worries about homegrown terrorism, and as we're going to find out, these people at this mosque, I mean, you just as well say that's what they have is ties to Islamic terror groups. You have to bear with me. I feel a little under the weather today. I don't know if it's sick or from spending all day cutting and hanging drop ceiling tile. As you can see, it's all over my hat. And like a dumbass, I didn't wear a mask while I was doing it. So I feel like my eyes have a bunch of little pinpricks in them, and my nose feels like somebody plugged it off. Anyways, let's get on with it. So it says Virginia mosque with alleged ties to Iran regime holds remembrance service for martyr Ali Khomeini. Yes, he's such a martyr. I mean, I'm sure we did make him a martyr to the radicals whenever we bombed the shit out of him and killed him. I guess he is a martyr. It's strange we allow this on our own soil. That's what bothers me is we allow this on our soil. This whole let's coexist with people that want to kill us, and it's impossible to do. Democrats champion them. Therefore, I say, you can't coexist with Democrats. They need to take the coexist sticker off the bumper. But anyways, it says a mosque in Northern Virginia, located near Washington D.C., like 30 miles from Washington D.C. Anyways, held a remembrance service for Iran's supreme leader who was killed over the weekend following the joint U.S. and Israel strikes against Tehran. Manassas Mosque, a Shia Muslim religious center with alleged financial ties to the Iranian regime, hosted an iftar, a fast-breaking meal eaten at sundown during Ramadan on Sunday evening to honor His Eminence, the Ayatollah Ali Khomeini. Yes, yes, let's do that on American soil. Let's host a remembrance sundown dinner for people that want to kill us, for people that chant death to America. And we allow these people in our country. We allow them to build their mosques here. Give me a break. This is irritating. This is irritating because not only this, like you'll find out, they had like much love for Soleimani. The one responsible for like over 600 deaths of our soldiers. And they're big into our political system, so what's that tell you? Anyways, the mosque invited its followers as we navigate what our responsibilities are today. Like, okay, what are your responsibilities? You going to plan an attack here in the U.S.? That's something I'd be asking. Maybe Homeland Security should be asking the same thing. Maybe they should be checking you guys out. What are your responsibilities? I mean, I'm asking the question. I'm asking everybody else, what do they think when they hear that? The mosque invited its followers, and this is in quotes, quote, as we navigate what our responsibilities are today, end quote, to attend the potluck style dinner, which began with Islamic prayer and ended in a special program dedicated to the mourning the death of Khomeini. Manassas Mosque extends its condolences and glad tidings on the martyrdom of His Eminence, the Ayatollah Saeed Ali Khomeini, said an Instagram post advertising the event. The mosque, situated about 30 miles outside of Washington, was formed to nourish a community of pious, educated, socially conscious, and active Muslims living in the metropolitan area. I mean, it just sounds so pristine. I love how they church this up, but just wait. This is the best part, right? One of the best parts right here. Oh, we do this shit. I love how they do this. It's like Their headline is alleged ties. Then you find out it's like they're financially backed. They send money, they get money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But here, they wanted this pious, educated. I think that's all, what do I want to call it? Subliminal advertising for radicalization and death to America, Muslims in the metropolitan area. Anyways, its leadership, however, has a history of incendiary behavior, hate America behavior. But we're allowing this 30 miles away from our capital. We're allowing this on United States soil, right? Oh, man. After the October 2023 terrorist attacks against Israel, the Manassas Mosque endorsed the actions of Hamas. In a community newsletter, the mosque issued a statement explicitly expressing support for the terrorist group. We stand firmly with the Palestine resistance. Hamas. Terrorists, the mosque leaders declared at the time. Right, see? Why is it they're allowed to come over here and demonize us? Demonize the Jews, the Christians. But if we demonize them, you're going to get throttled, you're going to get banned, you're going to get a label put on you. Yay, attack innocent people at the festival. Kill a bunch of innocent people. Yay, spread hatred. That's what's 30 miles from our capital. So if it's 30 miles from the capital, let's say it's like 150 miles from me. Yeah, that makes me feel great. It's Manassas Mosque Imam. I don't care. Claimed that at a 2010 rally on Cuds Day, an annual anti-Israel day of protest calling for the destruction of the Jewish state, that Israel orchestrated the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks as part of a Zionist conspiracy to sow Islamophobia. All the plots and the schemes that they make are to destroy humanity, Nahadin said of the Israeli people, calling them the most devilish ones on earth. Funny. Why? Like, and then you got the hate Jew crowd that'll join right in with this. Fucking idiots. I don't see the Jews preaching a religion that says if I don't agree with you, I'll kill you. That's Islam. That's Islam. I'm convinced that if the Antichrist comes back, it's going to be through the Muslim faith. Think about it. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. What do Muslims do? If you don't believe the way they believe, kill, steal, and destroy. They don't build anything. They destroy everything with fucking truck bombs and everything else. Here we go. I'm going to get started now. Yet they're calling the Jews the worst of the worst. They read the Torah, the Old Testament. Y'all read the Quran. Have you ever read the Quran? Have you ever read some of the passages of the Quran? Like, it's just behead this person, behead that person. And all the people over here that support them, it's like, dude, they'd kill you. They fucking like you. But because you champion this, you fucking retard, they're here. Give me a fucking break. Yes, now Jews are evil. And it's like, you guys just play right into the hands. You anti-Israel dumbasses play right into the hands of a extremist organization like Islam. And I'm going to call it an organization. That's insane. That's insane. And this is what makes it all bad is you have all these different religions, different denominations, and no one can get along. You have the Lakudniks, you have the anti-Israel, you have the anti-Islam. Islam's anti-everything. And the Christians are like, love and let love. They follow the whole, a new commandment I give you, love one another as I've loved you. That's a stark difference from the Quran now, isn't it? They're like, kill your neighbor, throw rocks at him or what the fuck ever you got. Put a stick in his eye. You kill a bunch of infidels by killing yourself, and you'll get 72 virgins. The part they don't tell you is it's 72 dumbass fucking guys just like you, and you're going to get ass fucked the rest of your life. I mean, you are going to get ass fucked for eternity until some other dumbass does the same thing. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Islam is one of those religions where all they do is scream hate. They use their religion to justify killing people. Infidels. Well, I am an infidel. Okay? We'll just get that out there. I am an infidel. I don't particularly care for the Muslim faith. They want to kill everything. You can't have a dog. I have two big ass St. Bernards. Come try to take my dog. See what happens. Like, not gonna happen. Okay? You're not gonna you're not gonna make my wife dress a certain way, and if and that's something else. Like it's like if your wife ain't dressed a certain way and she gets raped, it's her fault. Like, no, it's your fucking idiot fucking religion that your buddy went over here and raped somebody because they weren't dressed the right way and didn't have a man with them. Put that motherfucker to death. Not her. It's not her fault. He can't control himself. Like, they justify the worst of the worst barbaric behavior. And we allow that in our country and say, it's a religion. No, it's a fucking cult. It's a cult. It's a cult, and it is a religion of war. It is a religion of murder. It is a religion of rape. It is a religion of pedophilia. It's not even a religion. It's a fucking cult. It's a fucking degenerate bunch of scum following the book of some asshole waging war on what they consider an infidel. It's just a reason to kill, steal, and destroy. Warn you about this in the Bible. There is an enemy that will kill, steal, and destroy. I believe it's Islam. Okay? And we got that shit right outside of DC. We got that shit right outside of our nation's capital. It's got political fucking influence. There you go. That's all you need to know. Anyways, Manassas Mosque is suspected of being a financial backer of the Islamic Revolutionary Government of Iran. About 2 decades ago, Manassas Mosque received a total of $193,000 from the Iranian-run Alivi Foundation between 2004 and 2005, according to the tax filings obtained by the Investigative Project on Terrorism. See? They're terrorists. In 2009, the Justice Department sought to seize the Aliva Foundation's assets on suspicion that it was funding Iran's efforts to build nuclear weapons. Okay, so now they're helping them do that. Well, I ask you again, we're allowing this in our country, correct? Why? Makes no sense. According to the complaint, the Oliva Foundation funneled money from its interests in the United States to Bank Milli, which the Treasury Department previously designated as an entity that provides material support to terrorism. So we're homegrown terrorism right outside of our nation's capital on the East Coast. What could be the problem with that? Some things don't mix well. Oil and water. There you go. Islam is oil. The rest of the world is water. The radical Islamic faith, religion, cult is oil. The rest of the water is world. Don't mix well at all. Oil and water. There it is. They're trying to help fund the terrorism. So if anything happens, I can bet you it comes from a fucking place like this, spread throughout the United States. This is where so $193,000, I'm sure they can come up with a way to fucking attack us in here. Which I'll bet you, they said, what was it they said in there? What was it? What was their question in there? What their responsibilities are as they navigate what their responsibilities are? Didn't I say, I'm worried about this? I bet you they do something stupid. I bet you. I bet you we get attacked here on the homeland. Dirty bomb, suicide bomber, someone starts shooting up a bunch of Christians or a bunch of Jews, and somebody starts screaming a la candy bar the entire time they do it. Bet you. I bet you. I'll bet you. Now I done lost my damn place. The full extent of the mosque's apparent financial connections to Iran is unclear. No, it's probably pretty clear. They just want to tell you about it. As a registered house of worship, Manassas Mosque is not required to publicly disclose such information. They don't have to disclose what they are, what they finance, what they do. There you go. Plausible deniability to carry out terrorist acts against the United States on United States soil. So I said it yesterday and I'm going to say it again today. They want to keep the Crusades alive, and they're going to push some good old boys to that point eventually. I digress. A since scrubbed blog section on Manassas Mosque website featured a tribute to, you guessed it, Qasem Soleimani, an Iranian military officer of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, who was responsible for the deaths of more than 600 American service members, according to the United States government. Yeah, there you go. They are so sad that somebody that was killing Americans is dead. And we let this on our soil. We let this in our country, and we wonder what the hell is wrong with our country. Maybe the dumbasses running it, letting people like this on our soil. Okay? Just saying, that might be a fucking clue right there. On the third anniversary of Soleimani's death by U.S. drone strike, Manassas Mosque posted a memorial piece commemorating the day of his martyrdom. In 2021, Custom Border Patrol Protection, confiscated 750 pounds of Iranian-made ceramic tiles donated to the Manassas Mosque for alleged violations of economic sanctions against Iran. CBP later released the religious tiles after the Council on American Islamic Relations assisted the mosque in challenging the seizure. In 2023, House Republicans issued a letter to then Attorney General Merrick Garland and Director of National Intelligence Avril Hines, identifying Manassas Mosque as one of 4 organizations in the United States with suspected connections to Iran. So that's one of 4. Cover all 4 corners of the U.S., I guess. Bet you. They're asking what they're supposed to be doing right now. I bet you they're making plans to attack us somehow here on the soil, here on the homeland, here in the U.S. I bet you they're making their plans right now, and no one's aware that these fucking places exist. You don't go find this in super headline news. You find this when you go digging in different news articles in different news places. It's great. It's great. That's one nice thing since being laid off. I used to just, like most people, just catch the headlines, but I'm able to go sifting through all kinds of headlines now. And I find these gems everywhere. Ugh. The letter warning of Iran's ideological influence over Muslim America and religious institutions pointed to footage from inside Manassas Mosque showing that the center was adorned with pictures of martyrs of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, alongside Iranian flags and a life-size cutout of the late Iranian Supreme Leader Khomeini. The congressional letter also noted that the Manassas Mosque openly celebrated the 40th anniversary of the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran, which brought the current regime to power. Manassas Mosque has been an active part of Washington political scene. Most recently, in the response to the U.S.-Iranian conflict, Manassas Mosque co-sponsored marches on the White House, led by the area's party of Socialism and Liberation Arm and Freedom Road Socialist Organization of D.C. Yeah. So there's one of 4. They know they're a terrorist bed right here. Haven't I said that like on several videos going clear back to like what, February 9th? I think February 9th was the day I said, what are they distracting us from? The fact that we're going to go to war with Iran, that everything's building up, that might involve Russia, it might involve China, might start World War III, might lead to attacks here on the U.S. So here we are almost a month later, and I'm saying the same thing, and we're at war with Iran. And I'm hopefully confident that it ends within a month. Just hopefully confident. I don't know if it will. I guess I'm trying not to make predictions, but yeah. So we have a terrorist mosque 30 miles from our nation's capital in Manassas, Virginia. Ties to the Iranian regime wondering what to do next. Who champion the slaughter of innocent people in Islam or in Israel. They champion somebody that was responsible for the deaths of over 600 Americans. And they're holding potluck dinners in remembrance of Khomeini. You're in the United States. Go over there and do that. Take your ass back to Iran and champion that shit over there. This is part of what's wrong with America. This right here. Yeah, get them out of our country, period. We ain't deporting some of the right fucking people. This should be grounds for deportation. You come to this country, you assimilate to us. We don't need to be assimilating to you. We don't need your radical terrorism, cultist bullshit in our country. Why in the hell is everybody okay with a place like this in America? Because I'm not. I am damn sure not okay with this. You ask me this is part of what's wrong with America. We allow this shit in our country. We allow the people that fucking hate us and want us to die to have a mosque and fund terrorist organizations. That's a fucking problem. That's something we need to change. I think people really need to look into that. Politicians need to be pressed on that. Can't coexist with them. They want you dead. I don't know. We don't need this shit in the U.S., and that's my opinion. This is stupid. Maybe it'll piss you off too. I don't know. There it is. I gave my opinion on the Manassas Mosque in Virginia. Maybe no one knew about, and now they do. For Matt's opinion, I'm out.